He had it all. The money, the cars, the friends, the illusion. He thought Lagos was his playground. A kingdom built with his father's money. But the city chews you up and spits you out. Now, he has nothing. This is the story of a son who thought he knew better, and the father who never stopped waiting. This is the story of Lagos' prodigal son. Stay with me as we discover his journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you will not miss out in our next thrilling video. The compound of Chief Adewale Adedoyin was a peaceful landmark in Abeokuta, a testament to diligent labor and unwavering faith. The walls were adorned with vibrant bougainvillea, and the ancient Olumo rock stood as a silent witness. Inside his study, the chief was on his knees in prayer, a well-worn Bible before him. The peace was shattered by the roar of an engine. A black Mercedes G-Wagon screeched to a halt. Kola Adedoyin stepped out. 23, sharp-eyed and arrogant, Kola wore his tailored igbada like a costume. He found his father. "Baba, I need to talk to you." "Seriously?" The chief gestured to a chair. "Sit. Tell me." Kola paced. "I'm wasting my time here. My ideas are for Lagos. Import-export. Tech. I need to make my own name. My own money. I have given you a department to run. Is that not enough opportunity? That's your business, Baba. Your old ways." Kola's calm cracked. "I need my share. My inheritance. Now." The silence was deafening. It was a rejection, a wish for his father's death. Chief Adewale's shoulders slumped. He saw the unquenchable fire of pride in his son's eyes. Without a word, he went to his safe. The clicks of the lock echoed. He returned and wrote a check for an astronomical sum. He held it out. "This is not just money, Kola. This is a part of me. Use it wisely." Kola snatched it, his fingers barely touching his father's. "I will, Baba. I'll make you proud." He walked out, not seeing the tear on his father's cheek, nor his older brother Tund watching from the doorway, face tight with anger. "You let him do it?" Tund seethed. Chief Adewale watched the retreating taillights. "A bird that will fly, Tund. You can only pray the sky is merciful." Lagos consumed Kola. He moved into a Victoria Island penthouse with a view of the Atlantic. His first act was a legendary party. The air was thick with cigars, perfume, and shisha. Afrobeats pounded. Kola held court on a velvet throne, waving his wealth like a magic wand. "See this life?" he yelled to his new best friend, Deji, a slick talker with no substance. "This is just the beginning. Omo, you are the man. The king of Lagos." Deji clinked his champagne flute. This was the chorus that built Kola's palace of lies. His business ventures were expensive fantasies. Are a guaranteed Doyle deal that evaporated with a $200,000 facilitation fee. A tech startup with a flashy office and no product. A land scheme in a disputed area that left him with worthless paper and threats. He didn't care. He bought cars on a whim, clothed his friends, lost millions in high-stakes poker games. His phone was full of numbers, his apartment full of people, his soul emptying daily. The first crack appeared during a heavy downpour. Flooded, stuck in his car, a young boy knocked on his window selling pure water. The boy's eyes held a desperate, honest struggle. It pierced Kola's haze. He bought the entire pack and gave the boy a 5,000 naira note. The stunned gratitude felt more real than any adulation. The moment passed. Deji laughed. "See as you day do like politician. Soft life no soft UABI?" Kola forced a laugh, rolling up the window, shutting the reality out. But the river of money was not infinite. The end began with a text. "Your account balance is below the minimum." Panic, cold and sharp, pricked at him. His banker spoke of liquidity. Deji said, "Almo problem day." The guy's way day handle Mdan disappear. Nothing cleared. The court dissolved. The party stopped. Calls went to voicemail. He found Deji at a new lounge, surrounded by new people. "Kola, my guy. How now?" I day with important people now. Make I call you later? The call never came. The eviction notice came. The cars were repossessed. Within 18 months, the king of Lagos was broke, homeless, and alone. Lagos showed its true merciless face. Kola moved from a cheap hotel in Yaba to a single room in a chaotic face-my-face-you house in Ajigunal. The smells were of sweat, kerosene, and gutters. The soundtrack was crying babies and arguments. He found work as a data entry clerk. The pay was a pittance. His boss was a tyrant. Atadoyan. Are you stupid? Do it again. He was fired after 2 weeks for attitude problems. Desperation set in. He sold his last designer clothes and gold chain for pennies. Then the rains came. His roof leaked, soaking his thin mattress. He was cold, hungry, and feverish. He hadn't eaten in 2 days. The gnawing emptiness overshadowed his shame. He stumbled into the alleyway in the pouring rain and saw a woman dumping kitchen waste into a communal bin. The smell was rancid, but his eyes locked on the scraps. Rotting plantains, fish bones. He looked around. No one was watching. This was the bottom. He reached a trembling hand towards a half-eaten piece of bread, crawling with ants. A memory flashed, vivid and paralyzing. He was a boy in Abiokuta's kitchen. Ayatund handed him a golden fried plantain. Your father's house will never know hunger. The contrast was violent. He recoiled from the bin as if it were on fire. He sank to his knees in the muddy water, sobs racking his body. The realization was soul-crushing. How many of my father's hired servants have bread to spare? He rasped. And I am here dying of hunger. The parable was now his biography. Resolve hardened in the fire of shame. I will get up. I will go to my father. It was not a hope for restoration, but a plea for mercy. I will say, Father, I have sinned. I am no longer worthy. Treat me as a hired servant. The death of Prince Kola. The birth of a desperate hope. He sold his phone for bus fare. The ride to Abeokuta was a hot, cramped pilgrimage of penance. He watched Lagos give way to green landscapes, each kilometer shattering his pride. He got off the bus and began the long, dusty walk home, a ghost in torn clothes. Chief Adewale had grown quieter. He spent long hours on the balcony watching the road. Tund ran the business with ruthless efficiency, but the home's heart was melancholic. The chief's hope was a quiet, persistent ember. As the sun began to dip behind Alyamo Rock, he saw a figure. A speck in the distance, moving slowly. His fatherly intuition leapt. His heart pounded. It was Kola. Without hesitation, the old man did something utterly undignified. He hitched up his agbada and ran. He ran down the driveway past startled gardeners, his breath coming in gasps. Kola, head bowed, rehearsing his speech, heard the footsteps. He looked up, terrified it was security. He saw his father. Running. Face contorted not in anger, but in raw, overwhelming compassion. He braced for a blow. Instead, Chief Adewale crashed into him with a fierce embrace, holding his dirty, stinking son like he was the most precious thing in the world. Father. Kola stammered. The chief wept, great, heaving sobs of release and joy. Kola collapsed into the embrace, shaking. I'm sorry, Baba. I have sinned. I am not worthy. Show my son. You are home. That is all that matters. He turned to the stunned servants. Bring the best robe, the gold ring, the family seal. Bring shoes for his feet. The compound erupted. Kola was led inside, washed and clothed in the honored robe. The chief himself slipped the signet ring onto his finger, restoring his authority. Sandals were put on his feet, marking him as a free man. Now, the chief boomed, kill the fattest cow. Prepare a feast. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. Music and laughter filled the compound. Kola was seated at the head of the table, dazed by a love he did not deserve. Tund heard the music from his car. He stepped out, suit impeccable, face shifting from confusion to icy rage. He saw the decorations, the band, the roasted cow. He grabbed a servant. What is this? Your brother has returned. Your father is celebrating. Tun's face paled, then flushed with deep rage. Kola, the wastrel. And they were throwing him a party? He who had stayed and been faithful had never gotten a goat. He refused to go in, standing outside with arms crossed, a statue of indignation. His father came out, radiant. Tund, come in. Join us. Tund exploded. All these years I have served you. I never disobeyed. Yet you never gave me a goat to celebrate with my friends. He pointed a trembling finger at the house. But when this son of yours came back, who devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fattest cow for him. The words hung venomous and sharp. He'd reduced his service to an unpaid transaction. Chief Adewale's face softened. He placed a hand on Tund's rigid shoulder. Tundwandu, he said, his voice patient. You are always with me. Everything I have is yours. He let that truth settle. The inheritance was already Tund's. But it was only right to celebrate, the chief continued, eyes glistening as he looked at his lost and found son. For this your brother? He used the word deliberately, re-establishing the bond. Was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found. The story ended with the father standing in the darkness between the house of light and the older son standing in the cold shadows of his own resentment. The final question was left hanging, not for Kola but for Tund. And for us. The grace that welcomed the sinner was now challenging the saint. The ultimate twist was that the story was never just about the son who left. It was about the son who stayed behind, yet never truly came home.